Hello and welcome to week 13. So we only have a few more weeks to go, and this week we're going to be finishing up the domain section of the textbook. So far you have gone through the creative domain, the physical domain, the cognitive domain, the language and literacy domain, and so this week we're finishing up with chapter 13, which deals with the social, a little bit of the emotional domain. But I have tried to make sure that I'm going to address them separately, even though they are put together in this course. And the reason for that is because when you get to CHD 165, which is the first observation class, you are actually going to be observing one child, but it's going to be based on the six domains. Social and emotional are going to be separate. So even though chapter 13 kind of puts them together, and the milestones also puts them together, I do have two separate PowerPoints for you this week. I have the PowerPoint based on the chapter, but I also put together a separate PowerPoint that addresses emotional development and moral development. Those, again, they're touched on just a little bit in this chapter, but I thought that it was kind of important for you to see the entire range of developmental domains. So when you go into this week's folder, you're going to see a lot of the same things that you have already had for the past couple of weeks. And so the good thing to know is that this is the last week of the domains, which means it's the last week of having to do the video journals. But I really hope that you have enjoyed doing something a little bit different. And so you will also notice that next week is called the catch-up week. And so normally I kind of reserve week 14 to be a week where there's no additional readings, there's no additional assignments. You're just kind of working on the assignments that you already have. So if you can make it through this week, you know that you've got a little bit of a break coming. So when you go into this week's folder, it's social, emotional, and moral development. And so you'll see again a lot of the same things. Here is the chapter PowerPoint, but then this is the PowerPoint that I created that goes over moral and emotional development. And what I did in this PowerPoint is I also kind of did a review of the milestones, breaking them down into the social versus the emotional domains, just so you can kind of see that even though they are together, most of the time they are addressing something a little bit different. So hopefully you will find that helpful to you. So again, you need to complete your final journal here. Keep up the good work. I've really enjoyed seeing how you have taken the information from the videos and you've not only pulled out fantastic information, but you've also learned how to apply it in the classroom. And to me, that's the most important thing. So I think it's great that you can tell me 5 important pieces of information from the video or the videos, but I really care more about how you use that information because it's pointless to learn about it if you're not actually able to apply it in the classroom. So there are 2 videos for you this week. Neither one of them is extremely long, so it's not going to be something that's going to take you a really long time. So there's one video on social development and another on emotional development. So once you get done with that, then you really are going to kind of get to take a little bit of a breather. So next week, again, there will be no additional readings. There will be no assignments due. I'm going to be working on getting your schedules graded this week. And the next assignment that I'm going to be uh, explaining to you is going to be the week after the catch-up week, which is going to be about the thematic unit assignment. I will probably make it available for you next week, even though I won't go over it, although everything that you need is going to be in the folder. So if you want to get a head start, I'll probably make it available for you. But the reason that I can't give you that assignment until we're done with all of the domains is because that's what that assignment is going to be based on. You're going to be coming up with a thematic unit, which, as you learned back in chapter 8, is one of the most popular forms of lesson plans, activity plans, curriculums that are used in preschool classrooms. but you're going to be coming up with activities for each of the different domains that you could create in order to meet developmental standards in each of the domains. So again, I will open the folder for you next week, but the explanation for it will probably come in week 15. Also in week 15, I'm going to go ahead and open up your final exam, which is going to be done on Blackboard. It's not timed. You can start it and step away from it and come back to it. And it is open book, open everything except open neighbor. That's what I like to say, that you're not allowed to interact with any of your classmates to get help on it. So, and that's all you're going to have left for this class. So we really are in that downward trend. So I hope you enjoy this final week of domains, learning about social, emotional, and a little about moral development in children. Get that last journal done, and we'll be done with that section, and know that next week you get to take a little bit of a break. So have a fantastic week. I won't do a video for week 14, so I will see you again in week 15. Have a great week.